the worst election I've seen in a long time. It's the worst.
It's like a circus. It's a shame to the rest of the world. It's more like a soap opera than real politics.
This election is arguably the most important election in recent history in the United States of America because it will directionally change this country if Donald Trump wins.
Our only choice that we're being forced to, and we're stuck with Trump, unfortunately, or Hillary.
It's choosing between cancer and diabetes, man. You would choose diabetes, but cancer is pretty, it's pretty bad too, right?
Very dissatisfied with both of them. Well, they're not discussing any issues.
I'm tired of people saying that they're going to do something and then they never do it. I'd rather see them do it with actions instead of words.
There's been virtually no discussion about various policy perspectives. And whether that will change in the second debate or not remains to be seen. The format for the second debate is much different than the format for the first. So whether that changes or not will partly depend on how the candidates respond to the questions, the specific questions that are asked, and what the moderators do in terms of follow-up.
Second debate, third debate, I think will give us a very steady performance on Hillary Clinton's side. On Donald Trump's side, for him, it is much more difficult to engage in intellectual conversation, and his frustration stems from his inability to monopolize and dominate over the debate.
The second debate is probably going to be an attempt by Trump to show that, in fact, he can be presidential. The question is, can he do so?
The more aggressive Donald Trump gets in terms of his language and attacks, whether they are targeting Hillary Clinton or the language reflects his negative views of Muslims in this country and beyond, or immigrants or Mexicans or women, I think that may impact a small portion, but an important portion of the voting population, and those are the moderate Republicans, women, immigrants, those who have not made up their mind.
If this election is about change, if the Trump campaign is able to convince the American voter that it's about change, then Donald Trump has an excellent chance. If the campaign is on experience and temperament, then I would argue Secretary Clinton is likely to prevail. So we are historically at a first time that both candidates have had such excessively high negative ratings. Now, why is that? I think most people would say probably be due to a failure in the nominating process, and I would expect that one of the outcomes, regardless of who wins this election, will be that the political parties will re-examine the nominating process and perhaps implement some changes. But in both cases, it would depend on the turnout on election day, and who has the mechanism in place to turn out their supporters, to make sure that they vote, and to make sure that they vote in record numbers.
Will you vote or not?
No, I won't.
I normally vote every election, but I'm undecided as of right now, unfortunately.
I'm not going to vote, no, because I live in New York and it doesn't matter.
If Bernie had won, I probably would have voted for Bernie.
So you're not going to vote?
No.
Are you voting or not?
No, I'm not.
It is unfortunate that people do not feel passionate about participating and really exercising their civic duty and voting in this election. But I would urge everyone who is in that position to really consider long-term effects on this country. It's not really about taxes. It is not really about likability of the candidate. It is really not about the emails. It is really not about someone's taxes. What is really important is, where do we see United States in 50 years from now, in 100 years from now?